Hey everyone, Hunter here. You're probably a little confused, since you were expecting a moderately funny episode of Us Against Them, but there's something the makers of the show wanted to get off their collective chests. I apologize to all our fans who are still waiting for episode 6.
All 2 of you?
I would also like to point out that this is by no means a PSA. We hate RVB ripoffs as much as you do. This is more of a rant about a topic important to the makers of Us Against Them, and indeed the entire gaming community. Violence in video games.
Get to the point!
As you may or may not know, anti-gaming attorney Jack Thompson has added the quote, hyperviolent, unquote, Halo 3 to the list of games he wants banned, believing it will cause a rise in violence among teenagers.
That menace! He shall pay by the wrath of Tyler!
Tyler, where's your sense of diplomacy?
I left it at home.
I don't have one.
Anyway, back to our discussion. First off, there's no way to ban something so a kid won't get it. Look at all the drug addicts in any middle or high school for proof of that. Second, I don't see how Halo 3 will instill aggression in any gamers. If anything, it will instill patriotism, a sense of international cooperation, and the feeling of empowerment that comes with standing up to an overwhelming opponent.
That was beautiful.
And completely contrary to everything that happens in our show.
Halo 3 isn't even the most graphic game out there. Look at games like Fear or Gears of War. In Fear, you can burn an enemy's flesh off completely, leaving nothing but a skeleton. And in Gears, you can dismember people with a chainsaw that shoots blood all over your screen.
Those are 2 of my favorite games.
Many of you also know that Mr. Thompson is responsible for the law that you need an adult with you to buy an M-rated game if you're under 17. I believe this was a good thing. It puts more of the responsibility where it should be, in the hands of the parent. Ourselves, and many of our friends, have played video games since we were very young, and not one of us is a homicidal maniac. Why? Because our parents raised us with good moral values. Video games are not to blame for an increase in teenage violence. It's poor parenting that's to blame. You know all those school shootings you hear about in the news? Why do they happen? Well, obviously we can't blame the kids' parents for not raising them right. That would make them look bad. So we should blame something the kid does all the time. What comes up? Video games. Completely ignore the fact that the kid was probably abused in school and never taught right from wrong. It has to be video games. There's a thorough investigation right there.
You just described my childhood.
For all you people who think my explanation was too complicated, we've put together a play to better illustrate what basically happens prior to a shooting.
Hi, Mom.
I told you I'm not doing this.
Come on, Josh. It's for public education. Do it for the video games.
Fine. Hello, Junior.
No, you're supposed to be a woman.
Oh, bloody hell. Hello, Junior. What have you been up to today?
Well, all the kids at school beat me up, and I'm all super emo because you and Dad always neglect me, so I'm going to go out and kill a bunch of people. Then, so I don't get in trouble, I'll blame Gears of War.
I don't think so, dear. You have a science test to study for.
Aw, come on, Mom. You never taught me right from wrong, so you can't stop my homicide now. That would be totally unfair.
Fine, but if you fail that test, it's no more killing for a week.
Yes!
Hey, Blue Dude. I'm a bully at your school, here to harass you.
Hi, Gilmy.
Tyler! You weren't supposed to actually shoot him!
What did you expect? You gave him a loaded shotgun.
I'm sorry, I was in character.
What do we do?
I can do CPR.
He doesn't have a lower jaw.
Good job, dumbass. Seriously, good job.
Uh-oh, the camera's still running. Turn it off!
I don't know how. Is it the triangle button?
No, that's the play button!
Let me do it.
Okay, for anyone who cares, Gilmy is fine.
Why?
I was a lucky one. It only destroyed one of my 9 hearts.
So, in conclusion, video games don't kill people, people kill people. Peace out, and Tyler is retarded.
And don't do drugs. Just say no, dudes!